So I've come across this post on Reddit. And you know what? Let me show it to you real quick. So, as you can see right now on your screens, this is a post regarding Gwen, Jovi's mother. Okay? And of course, the caption does read, Miss Gwen has every right to be pissed. Can't believe she drives 2 hours each way 3 times a week, then buys a property closer to them, only to find out they want to move to Florida. Yara is saying she doesn't need help because Mila is gonna be in school soon. What the F? You know what's crazy though, ladies and gentlemen? The narrative that was pretty much given to us at the tell all was that Jovi and Yara they didn't respect Gwen's help. They didn't appreciate Gwen's help. And also throughout the season, it was also shown that Yara didn't respect Gwen's help. And it's crazy because I'm now making this video because I generally believe that I've had my whole perception incorrect when it comes to Jovi and Yara. You know, I've always been under this influence that Jovi has always been trying to control Yara, and, you know, Yara is just trying to be a free spirit. But the crazy part is that what I neglected was that we have got a relationship where we have a man who's trying to control his relationship with his wife because he fears that he may lose her. But also at the same time, we're in a situation where we've got a wife that is manipulating her husband to get her own way. And that is the part that I've missed out. And maybe it's even a perception that you guys have also missed out. But let me elaborate and explain myself. Because I know when it comes to TLC and it comes to 90 Day Fiance, everybody wants to have a couple that they can watch. And you can feel like, you know what, at least there's something good happening with this couple because the rest of them are train wrecks. But the reality is every couple is predominantly a train wreck. And we just have to be positive about one, even if that one doesn't have the perfection a relationship should have, shall I say, depending on what you consider that is. But the matter of fact is, let me go back to my point about how not only is Jovi trying to control his wife so she stays in his life, but also how Yara has been trying to manipulate Jovi. And in fact, Yara is maybe potentially even a bigger problem than Jovi is. Look at it this way. Jovi and his mother had an argument this season. And Gwen came out to say to tell her that this is the biggest argument that she's ever had with her son. And the crazy part about this argument is that this is an argument that stemmed from Yara being unhappy. Yara came to Jovi. She expressed how unhappy she is living where they currently live. And also expressed how she felt as if Gwen was not helping her enough whenever Jovi was off working weeks upon end. So therefore that drove Jovi to go and confront his mother and therefore to have this whole massive bust up. And of course, this is how we get to where we are now, where somehow Gwen decided, you know what? How about I just move closer to my son? How about I move closer to my granddaughter? How about I move closer to my daughter-in-law? And the crazy thing is that Gwen didn't have to do that. And in fact, Gwen shouldn't be doing that. Because remember, she's making trips 3 times a week that are 2 hours one way. So that is 4 hours both ways. That's a total of 12 hours of driving in a week. And anybody who's a parent or anybody who's worked with children, you know how tiring it can be to work with children and then have to drive home. So if, like, for me, myself in particular, you know, having experience of working with kids for so many years, I know what it's like to wake up in the morning, to go to work with kids from like 8 a.m. to like 4 p.m. and then having to go home. That's an exhausting day. You know what I mean? That's an exhausting day self alone, you know? And I know people who, you know, so you gotta understand, Gwen is driving 2 hours. I was only driving about an hour, maybe half an hour, to give or take in traffic, right? She's driving 2 hours to spend time with her granddaughter. Fantastic. And then drive back again 2 hours later. Come on now. And Gwen is someone that is 50 plus, right? That's something that she wanted to make it abundantly clear. But let me go back to Yara and Jovi. So we're now in a position where now they want to move. But now that Gwen wants to move closer, Yara's like, no, actually, I want to move further away. And Jovi's all on board. But why is he all on board? And the crazy thing is about Jovi is Jovi wasn't even apologetic to the fact that he had an argument with his mum that he should never had in the first place. He's someone that said, but I just wanted her to see my point. But the crazy thing about Jovi saying that he just wanted his mother to see his point is that the point that he wanted his mother to see wasn't even his point. It was actually Yara's point. Yara's point of that you need to be here more. And the crazy part about it is that Yara wanted Gwen to be there more for a very simple reason. And that was because she wanted to work. Because she finds it hard working and also being a parent at the same time. So she wanted more hands on deck. It's funny though, because when she said this with tears in her eyes. And she also said it with a certain level of aggression, as if we should feel sorry for her, as if we should feel her pain. But here's the thing though, I know plenty of single moms, single moms, who don't have parental support and don't have support from the baby dad, but they are still grinding. They will take themselves back to college or university. They will go and get whatever degree that they're looking for, whilst also looking after the child. And these people that I know are people don't even have money in their pocket. So they have to find a way to either get a babysitter and hope that babysitter will charge them a very good rate. You know what I mean? With the money that they give them the government, or they hope that they do have parents who can help them or friends that can help them. Because not everybody has that, right? But either way, they're on their grind and they're still being a parent regardless. You see what I'm saying, okay? And then once they get that qualification, they go off and finally get a job. And then, of course, they use that money to then get a nanny or whatever it could be, help them going forward. But either way, though, there are women out there who have to fight hard. Even dads out there have to fight hard to be able to live a life, but also be a parent at the same time. And they have to do it without help or minimal help. Yara is someone that has taken Gwen's help for freaking granted. And Jovi should be disgusted with himself for also taking his mum's help for granted and choosing to belittle his mother for a woman that, in my opinion, I believe he's only with her because he can afford her. And that's something I'm going to get into as well in the video. And that's going to come down to why I say that we've got a relationship of a man trying to control his wife so she doesn't leave him, while he's got a wife trying to manipulate him so she gets exactly what she wants. I mean, look at it this way. Yara wanted to go all the way back to Prague, okay? And when she went to Prague, she went there with the purpose of apartment shopping. And the crazy part is Jovi didn't know about it. And when she did the apartment shopping, she wanted to do it, so therefore the name of that apartment would be under her name and Mila's name. And it's crazy because, Yara already has it in her head that if things were to go south, that she would 100% already have custody of Mila, and she'd be able to take Mila all the way back to Prague, as if Jovi wouldn't be able to fight that case. That was very suspect and very interesting to see her make that approach, to be honest with you. She talks about as how she wants to prepare herself if things went south. I mean, listen, if you're with someone and you're happy with someone, why would you prepare for the worst? That's the question that I want to know. And this is the problem that we have. We've got Yara, who's preparing for the worst, but then you got Jovi, who's trying to pay for her to stay. And now let me break down what I mean by Jovi with his financials. When we first saw Jovi and Yara on screen, Jovi made it abundantly clear, in my opinion anyway, that at first he had treated Yara as if she was some kind of gold digger. That's how he treated her at the very beginning. That's how I saw it at the time. And it's crazy because even though he treated as if she may be some sort of gold digger, he was still looking to splash his money so she would stay around. Look at it this way. Yara, if you look at the way she is right now, she wouldn't be where she's at right now without Jovi, without Jovi's accommodation, without Jovi's money. She talks about working, but the fact is that the job that she does is her own business. So therefore, she has the power and the ability to control her own powers. She has the ability to not only work for herself, but also be a mother at the same time. Not everybody has that ability. And crazy enough, she's got a house that is paid for, bills that are paid for. Not everybody has that ability. Some people have to legit hope that they have enough money to pay the bills and put food on the table for themselves as well as their child, whilst also trying to thrive to become a better person within their own career. But hey, Yara will tell you though that she needs as more, but she'll tell you that Gwen doesn't help her enough. So much that she then decides to insult Gwen by mentioning that if her mother had been here, well then her mother would have been able to step up more. And it's crazy because Yara seems to have this mentality where she wants to live a lifestyle that feels child free. It's like she wants to be a mum when she wants to be a mum, but when she doesn't want to be a mum, she wants to either leave the baby. She wants to leave Mila with Gwen, or if Jovi's back with Jovi, or if not, take her to Prague and just leave her with her mother and her friends while she goes out and does whatever the hell she wants to do. Whether that's out there getting a boob job, whether that's out there doing something to your face. I don't know what it is, but she's always out here trying to do something, right? Something that always involves that she needs child support. And the crazy thing is, it's not like she's really out here trying to progress her life and to become a better person in terms of work or whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, there is a perception here that we have missed, or at least I have missed. And that is the perception that Yara will manipulate Jovi as much as he can, even if it means that he's going to fall out with his own mother. The fact that she had the audacity to call Gwen her US mother, but yet I've never seen her treat her mother the way she has treated Gwen throughout this season. Let's just process that. But then let's go to Jovi, him being a controlling person. Jovi is someone that has flat out said that if it wasn't for Mila, me and Yara probably wouldn't even be together. Flat out said that. But why would you say that? Because he knows that to keep Yara, he's going to make sure that he's giving her everything that she wants. Whether that is, giving her the money for whatever she needs it for, even though she claims that she has her own money, which I'm not saying she hasn't, but I question the success of it, and I question how much is really bringing in, to be honest with you, And also on top of that, we're looking at a man that will happily sit there and say we should have another child, knowing that so process this. Your wife is already complaining about not having enough childcare from your mother. Your wife is already complaining about how she needs more childcare so she can focus on her own business. Your wife wants to go out with her friends that you don't like, her friends that tell her that she can do better than you, but now he thinks it's a good idea to bring another child into the picture. Even his mum said, hell no, that's not even a plan because you can't look after the one you have. But why does he want that? He wants another child because he feels that bringing another child will ground Yara even more. He feels that as long as he's got money and she's able to keep bringing kids, she'll be there to stay and he can keep controlling her. He thinks that as long as he allows her to go out there and get all the surgeries that she wants and gives her the luxury life that she's always dreamed for, she's always going to stay. And arguably, you could say maybe she is. But apart from fears that she won't stay, because at the end of the day, why would your wife want to go to Prague, get an apartment without your blessing, get an apartment without your name on the... And it's crazy because she was trying to make this ridiculous comparison. She was like, well, in the USA, because obviously since I've been here, I've been unable to have my name on anything. But that's because she didn't have a green card. It was the inevitable. There was nothing that could have been done about it. I'm pretty sure moving forward that anything that they buy now is going to have both their names on it anyway. I mean, they are moving to Florida, but goddammit, to get away from Gwen. And it's crazy because, she says that, you know what Yara never actually put in her mind? And so also Jovi? They never even thought to themselves that maybe Gwen goes out of her way to come and look after Yara because she loves Yara, because she loves spending time with her granddaughter, because she loves having a bond. But you know what? But according to Yara, because Mila's old enough to now go to school, it's okay for Gwen to no longer help them. And it's okay for Gwen to see her granddaughter less. And it's okay for them to move further away, so therefore Gwen doesn't really have any physical contact with her granddaughter as much anymore. It's just freaking crazy how they've both neglected the fact that Jovi's mother has built a connection with Mila, and it is very selfish of them now, after all the help that they've been given, to just get up and go. But here's the thing though, why are they moving to Florida though? It goes back to Yara. Because Yara's unhappy. Jovi said that we're moving because Yara's unhappy and he wants to do what he can to make her happy. He wants to do what he can to keep her around. That is his own way of controlling. He's like, listen, well, I'd rather move to Florida and keep her happy. I'm pretty sure it's Florida. Could be wrong. I'd rather move. It was Florida, yes. I'd rather move her to Florida and keep her happy rather than have Yara move to Prague. So therefore, I can't even see a point blank period and she's leaving for some other dude that she finds there. Think about that. Why is it he's okay with moving to Florida, which is going to be thousands of miles further away from his mother, given that his mother is now moving closer to be more helpful, but yet he was not okay with his woman living in Prague. He was not okay with her staying in Prague for that bit longer without him. Because remember, he was nervous that if she stayed in Prague, she may not come back at all. That was what he was nervous about. Why? Because he's afraid that she may actually leave him, because he values his relationship based on his bank account. Because I tell you this now, ladies and gentlemen, anyone that is confident, or any man that is confident that his woman is with him for him, would not fear that his woman is ever going to leave him. Would not fear to allow his life, to allow his woman to stay in another country with her family for that bit longer because he has to get back to work. He would not fear that. A man that fears that is a man that has insecurities. And the question is, what are those insecurities that Jovi has? I've told you what I think they are. You can let me know what you think they are. Video has become longer than I expected it to be. Life goes on. But either way, though, we are in a situation where now they're moving to Florida because of Yara. Jovi is moving away further from his mum because of Yara. Mila is now moving further away and is going to see her grandma less because of Yara. And It just doesn't get any better. Jovi has the biggest argument with his mother in his whole entire life because of Yara. But it's okay though, because Jovi thinks that making her happy is what's gonna keep her around. But what he doesn't realize is that Yara's behavior is actually breaking his own family, his own bond with his own mother, who has been a super mum so far. And now I could sit and say, you know what though, maybe the mum should have been, maybe the mum should have been like, no, I'm not gonna help you as much before. I could sit and say that maybe there's flaws that she did. I could sit and say that maybe she bathed him too much, maybe she looked after him too much. But here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, Jovi's an adult. Yara's an adult. As simple as 1, 2, 3. I give you the same age that I give Colt. Colt is now an adult. Can't sit there keep complaining, blaming his mum for everything. Yeah, we know what Deb's putting through, but he can't blame him forever because he's now an adult. See what I'm saying? We have to mature on our own. We cannot allow ourselves to not mature just because of somebody else's behavior towards us, just because of how we was raised. No. When you are an adult, you have the choice to choose how you want to behave. And correct me if I'm wrong, but every single person, most of us, when we become teenagers, we already start to grow up anyway. We already started to think that we are smarter than our parents anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? But either way though, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below. I just want to elaborate on this post off in particular and really break down that I do believe that the perspective that has been missed out, at least for myself anyway, is that Yara has been a problem for Jovi more than he has been for her. She is a manipulator, if you ask me, and she's causing nothing but problems between Jovi and his own mother. So much that she's trying to get, so much he's even willing to move to a different state further away from his mother. Out of the blue. Something that has never been spoken about before, because he wants to make her happy. But he didn't want to make her happy when she wanted to stay in Prague though, did he now? Because you see, as long as she's in the States, at least he knows she's nearby and he doesn't have to worry less about her leaving him. But if she's in another country now, oh, it's a whole different conversation, right? Really? Really? And of course, don't forget, because Marta can now go to school, they no longer need Gwen to look after Mila anymore. As if Gwen just doesn't generally enjoy seeing her granddaughter. Let me know what you're thinking down below. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.